trial for the soul of America. I don't know about that, but it's a pretty big trial. It's up there with OJ. You know, it's a big one. So I've watched like the first 4 or 5 days of it. Not the whole damn thing, but good chunks of it. The testimony that I want to listen to anyway. It's amazing how much stuff that goes against the official narrative. Because the official narrative is Derek Chauvin is a racist, murdering cop who knelt his knee on fucking George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 42 seconds because he hates black people and he murdered him. That's the official narrative. Well, there's so much things that have come out in the first 5 days of the case that destroy the narrative. Now, did Derek Chauvin do a bad thing? I think morally it was bad. Because if you watch the whole video, the body cam video, you can see there's a point where the guy stops talking and stops moving. That's about when Derek Chauvin should have took his knee off the guy's neck. Now, again, go to the toxicology report and the autopsy. The autopsy says that his trachea wasn't bruised, so he didn't die of asphyxiation that way, and he had 3 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. Now, a lot of people, they've just seen the 8 minute 42 seconds and they've made their judgment on it, right? He's a murderer. Well, no, technically he's not a murderer. Until he's proven in a court of law that he murdered George Floyd, he's not a murderer. Remember, the law is innocent until proven guilty. No, you look at the video and you say, yeah, look, he killed the guy. But again, it's not how the law works. So no, he's not a murderer. Not yet. Now, they played all the videos, and there's a whole bunch of videos. See? There's more than 8 minutes and 42 seconds worth of fucking video. There's all kind of shit that went down. They had the clerk testify. They had his girlfriend testify. They were supposed to have his friend, the guy that was sitting in the passenger seat, testify. But he didn't testify. He pleaded the fifth because he might be in trouble, right? Because he did something bad. Because he's the drug dealer. Like the girlfriend said, he's the drug dealer. And you can see there's a handoff in the store, on the store cam. So there's wondering why he has 3 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. It's like, okay. So the girlfriend testifies and says, yes, that guy, he would sell us drugs. And yes, that guy is the drug dealer. And yes, we were drug addicts. And yes, George Floyd overdosed 2 months before this incident. And yes, George Floyd was arrested a year before. Right? I mean, that's police record right there. He was arrested a year before this incident. And the same thing happened. He swallowed the fucking drugs. Gee, that wasn't in the that's not in the official narrative, huh? Yet that's coming out in the trial. This is all testified. This is all written statements, recorded statements. It's amazing the shit that comes out, right? So the body cam footage, that's really illuminating, because no, he didn't have his gun drawn when he walked up to George Floyd. That didn't happen. I just took the wrong turn. Gee, I can't believe I'm getting lost in my own neighborhood. There we go. This is the way. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, there's so much to unwrap there. No, he didn't have a gun drawn. When he walked through the door, George Floyd is acting all fucking nuts. You can see it on the video. Tells the guy to put his hands on the steering wheel. He won't put his hands on the steering wheel. Tells him again. Then he draws his gun. He must have told George Floyd 10 times to put his hand on the damn steering wheel and he wouldn't do it. Why? Because he's high as a fucking kite. Right? He started saying he couldn't breathe before they even put him on the ground. Before they even fucking handcuffed him, he was saying that shit. Why was he saying it? Because he knew. He knew he had just swallowed more drugs on top of the drugs he'd already taken. He knew he was fucked. So that comes out. That's not in the official narrative, huh? Gee, you know another thing that's not in the official narrative? There's a training video for the cops in Minneapolis. And in the very video where they have George Floyd in the same position, the cop in the video has his knee in the guy's neck. And the video is explaining how it's better to put your knee on his neck because that's how you can control him, and you won't crush his chest if you put it on his back. So this is a technique that's taught to Minneapolis police officers. Okay? So, I mean, to me, right there, that seals the deal. Because Derek Chauvin can just go, well, this is what we're taught, this is what I am instructed to do. To me, that seals the deal right there. No, he's not guilty of murder. He's not. Right there, that seals the deal for me. But then on top of that, the toxicology report. That's another thing. That seals the deal too. No, he didn't die because his trachea was crushed. He died because he overdosed on the drugs. Why did he overdose? Because he fucking swallowed the drugs. How did he get the fucking drugs? Because he was fucking buying drugs from the guy that was in his fucking car. Now, there's another thing in the video. When he passes the $20 note, okay, the clerk looks at it, takes it anyway. Now, his friend, the buddy in the red fucking pants and the white shirt, had come in earlier in the day and tried to pass a note and to the same guy, and the guy wouldn't take it because he saw it was a fake bill. How come he took it this time? I don't know. Anyway, takes it damn thing and he realizes he took it, or whatever. This is his testimony anyway, the clerk, saying that if it turns out it's a counterfeit bill, it comes out of his paycheck. So tells the manager says, hey, go outside, go get George Floyd. He's right there. We can see him through the window. Okay, guy goes out there, talks to fucking George Floyd and the passenger. They don't want to come back inside. So he goes back inside to talk to his manager. Manager said, no, go the back fuck out there and tell him to come here. I'm going to call the fucking cops. So in that time frame, George Floyd and his buddies, they could have left. They could have left and there would have been no incident. I mean, he's on camera. He probably would have gotten in trouble for a $20 note, but they could have left at that point. Why didn't they leave? I don't know. So the clerk goes out a second time. Tells him, hey, brah, my manager wants to talk to you. You just passed me a $20 note, brah. I am not going to pay for this. That's fake. No, they still won't come in. So the guy goes back into the store. What does the manager do? Calls the cops. Now again, George Floyd could have left. He didn't. How long do you think it took the cops to get there? Yeah, probably 10, 15 minutes, I think. So that's when you can see the body cams of the cops. Now, how many cops showed up? I believe it was 3, and then another one showed up a little bit after that. Now, he obviously saw the cops. So what does he do? He knows he's fucked. He takes the drugs, and that's not on camera, but you just have to assume he took the drugs and swallowed them, because he had done that in the previous arrest a year ago, and he had just overdosed on drugs 2 months before this incident. So, I mean, connect the dots. How did he get 3 times a lethal dose of fentanyl in his system? Yeah, he swallowed the drugs because he's a felon who, by the way, your golden god, your fucking martyr, right? He went to jail for a strong-arm robbery where he held a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach while they pistol whipped her and they robbed her. That's your golden goose. That's your martyr who got a golden casket in 4 fucking funerals and has his name on every fucking wall, and his name is chanted by all Black Lives Matter protests. That's your golden goose? That guy. Now, I'm not saying he deserved to die, but he doesn't deserve our reverence either. He doesn't deserve to be a martyr. No. that's that. Anyways, that's pretty much the crux of the case. I think all the facts of the case have come out already. The relevant facts anyway. You know, you can see in the video, they're talking to him, said, hey, calm down, man. What's going on? Are you on drugs? Man, he was foaming at the mouth. Literally foaming at the mouth. Okay? Are you on drugs? No, man, I'm not on drugs. Just acting like a fucking crazy motherfucker. Yeah, he was on drugs. The toxicology report says so. Yeah, he was on drugs. His girlfriend testified. Yeah, that was the drug dealer that he was getting drugs from because his girlfriend testified to it. Yeah, he gave him the drugs because he pled the fifth. He was supposed to be a witness. And when it turned out, he found out that the girlfriend had rolled on him and said that he was a drug dealer. All of a sudden, he pleads the fifth when he was going to testify. He stood up in front of the fucking microphone at the funeral or something, or a press conference, and said he was gonna be the voice for George Floyd. Yeah, he didn't think the girlfriend would roll on him. Funny, this shit that comes out. And I just can't believe these prosecutors putting these witnesses on the stand. This woman was a piece of work. She had on glasses, and at some point during the testimony, she's looking at something. She takes the glasses off, so you think, okay, she's nearsighted. That's why she has the glasses on. She's taking off the glasses to look far away. Puts the glasses back on. Then when the guy started calling her on her bullshit because he was asking her questions, you testified to this to the FBI. This is in your written statement. She's like, I don't remember that. She's like, do you want to read it? So he takes up the thing to her to have her read it, and then she takes off the glasses to read it. So the glasses are either not the right prescription or they're just a prop to make her look smarter than what she is, because she's actually pretty stupid. And the prosecutors are stupid too to put that fucking dummy on. I don't know. I think as much as America's going to hate it, as much as it's going to fucking tear apart America, I don't think you can convict Derek Chauvin, because I think the video evidence, the fact of what he was doing before that, the fact that's how he was trained to put his knee on the guy's neck. Now you can say there's a point in the video where the guy starts to stop moving and stop breathing. Derek Chauvin should have took his knee off his neck, and I agree with that. But you know, I think they didn't know that he was overdosing. Huh? They didn't know that. That's not what killed him too. The toxicology report and the autopsy says so. So I don't think you can convict him of murder. Maybe manslaughter, maybe. But if that's the technique he's taught to use, then maybe the technique's wrong. Huh? How many other officers? It's funny, the outrage, because you know what? Where was the outrage for Tony Timpa? You'd be like, oh, Cody, who's Tony Timpa? He died basically in the same circumstances as George Floyd. He died 4 years before George Floyd. Same thing, he was overdosing on drugs. The cops came, they put his knee on his neck. He fucking died. Why don't you know his name? Why doesn't the rest of America know his name? Because his skin color is white. That's why you don't know his name. But he died basically the exact same way that George Floyd died. Where's the outrage for him? Right, no outrage, because he's white. All the shit that's wrapped up in this case and all the shit that's been done after this case and it's been used to justify horrible fucking things. Horrible fucking things like critical race theory, just beating up random white people because you feel like it. All in the name of this guy who was a piece of shit. There, I said it. I don't fucking care. The guy was a piece of shit. Did he deserve to die? No. But he doesn't deserve a reverence. He's not a martyr. He wasn't a good guy. No. As they say, what if that was your daughter that had been strung out of robbery by George Floyd? What if it was your pregnant daughter that had a gun pressed to her stomach while his buddies robbed her? What if that was your daughter? How would you feel about George Floyd? Yeah, you'd fucking hate the son of a bitch. You'd probably be glad that he's dead. But again, this is not the mainstream narrative. The mainstream narrative is that Derek Chauvin is a racist cop killer. Well, killer cop, right? Who killed George Floyd because he hates black people. And that's that. That's the narrative. The whole narrative. And that's what's been pressed down the throats of America. And how many people believe that? And how much people bought that? And how much people are fucking using that to push even more radical shit? It's fucking horrible, man. Again, that man shouldn't have died that way. But again, he kind of did it to himself. Really, yeah, that's the only logical explanation you can have for it. His actions led to his death. And just, I hope they figure it out, because either way, whether he's acquitted or convicted, that city's gonna burn. I'm telling you right now. Either way. Anyways, half the country are still fucking idiots.